I'm Duncan Ross. I was originally asked to transform the front of the house because there was a big driveway which was tarmac. Didn't really do the house justice because it's a nice looking house. So how do you make a nice looking house homely, softer? It needed some planting, it needed some lighting, it needed the drive surface to be a bit more upmarket. The swim spa and the hot tub were already here and the positioning of them worked, so there was no major changes to do with that other than the surfacing had been used, which is a ribbed softwood decking which holds all the dirt, doesn't weather particularly well. It just devalued the whole look and what they were trying to achieve, which is a more crisp contemporary finish. Composite decking came in because it's better surface, it dries better, it doesn't react as badly with the chlorine, and it's nice to walk on. Walk barefoot on it, and you know, you're enjoying it more. If you're having big bits of kit like that, there has to be a practical element of where they're gonna go and how would we use it, and then the rest should become more apparent by choosing materials that work around those bits of equipment.
For more grand design projects like this one and to find the perfect hot tub for your garden, head over to whatspa.co.uk to get your free copy of our hot tub buyer's guide.
We're a design and build business, so we like to take the whole project on from very first thoughts to completion. Most jobs start with a brutal rip everything apart, get rid of everything you don't want, get it back to a level you can do the new preparation. The process is hard landscaping first because that's going to be there forever. It forms the backdrop for everything else, followed by the nice bits, which are the soft landscaping, making it look nice. Before, it was a lot of big areas that really was just one area. Now, I think we've worked it quite nicely with the design. So we've created pockets of planting. So I'm looking behind, look at the palm trees. It's a small area, but it just helps divide the space up. Then onto the tiles, they wanted a contrast, so which works well. So it's a two-tone effect colour. Whereas before, it was a close match to the house. So instead of just having one sort of like huge mass of one colour, it was to have different colours and different zones as well. We went with festoon lighting, which I quite like. It's a bit sort of more casual look. There's also some spike lights in some of the beds to light up the planting so that you can look out if you're in the house and still see something in midwinter and, you know, just aesthetically pleasing. And then it was then linking all the different areas together, because beforehand it was very much of that bit looked over there, didn't integrate with this bit over here. And there's a couple of other things, for instance, like the pergola behind me, where they wanted a more enclosed seating area. So it was just a way of linking them all together. And obviously you need practical hard surfacing in order to do that, but then it's try and make it still look like a garden. And that's what's going to give you the interesting colour. If you look around, I mean, we've added a few trees, and there are already some existing trees, which they will create a more discreet, private garden. You just got to allow time for that to happen, haven't you? The main thing is to have key plants that will suit that particular area. So on the back here, we've got some standard olive trees. I mean, they're very hardy, they'll survive winter, they're evergreen. So these are things that you could be looking out, and even in the midwinter, they'll still look great. You might have this vision of, you know, well, I was in the Caribbean, I was sitting in a hot tub, and you'd expect to see palm trees, wouldn't you? So, you know, if you can give a bit of a luxury look to the landscaping in terms of what plants go back in, that's great. Most people nowadays aren't gardeners, either haven't got the time or they haven't got the knowledge. So what they want is to keep things looking nice, without the weekly maintenance of having to cut, prune, but they want it to look good all year round. So certain plants like grasses, for instance, drought tolerant, you see them on a day like today, they're moving in the wind, there's more elements of interest there. So planting is the key, it's the icing on the cake. You can have the nicest paving in the world, but unless you get your soft landscaping right, it'll look fairly sort of sterile finish. They've got family obviously that come around and use things like the swim spa hot tub. So it was a question of let's make those bits more usable, and then you can sit just away from it while they can all play and enjoy themselves. I really like the swim spa area and also the water feature with the pergola. I could just see myself, if it was my garden, that's where I'd be sitting out, enjoying being outside.